Hey everybody, welcome back to the SmokeMidwest.com YouTube channel. I'm Scott, and today I'm going to tell you what I think of my Lonestar Grillz 20 by 36 offset smoker. This can be a good one, stick around. So before we get going, let's take care of a few housekeeping items. Number one, I'm not sponsored or affiliated. I have no relationship with Lonestar Grillz, although I'd definitely be open to it. So if you're watching Lonestar Grillz, hit me up, 100% in on that. Second, I paid for this grill 100% myself. Uh, Full price, no discounts, anything. I ordered it in December of 2021. It was about a 4 or 5 month wait, and I think I received it either April or May of 2022. So as of the taping of this video is November 2023. So I've had this thing about a year and a half and about 18 months of experience on it. And this is my first offset smoker, first time I've ever used a real wood burning offset smoker. I have plenty of charcoal smokers, pellet smokers, wood burning pizza ovens, but very first offset smoker. So it's super easy to learn, but first I want to go through the smoker, kind of what options I ordered with it. If you're looking for specific specifications such as like metal thickness, that type of stuff, go to Lonestar Grillz website. That's all on there. But I want to tell you what I ordered and then what I think of each option, and then I'll ultimately tell you what I like about the smoker and what I don't like about it. So first things first, let's go over the options that I ordered with my Lonestar Grillz smoker. Number one, I got the branding nameplate, what you want to call it. I gave them my logo and they had it cut out, and this turned out excellent. I think it looks perfect, matches my logo perfectly, and I think it looks great on here. Plus, if are you really a YouTube smoker barbecue channel if if you don't have a Lonestar Grillz with your emblem on it? I don't think so. So this is definitely a must in my book. Next two options, or three options, I got the ball valve for the grease drain. I think that is a wonderful addition and makes draining the grease super, super easy. Also got the pull handle. I got this as an option. I don't move it that much, but I figured without it, this thing's going to be a bear to move. And the little that I do move it, I definitely want it on there. Next, I got the fan port. This is back behind the firebox underneath it to put a controller fan on there. So if you have a controller running some charcoal, whatever else, I got that put on there. Truth be told, I have never used that once. The idea I had was to maybe, if use this as a charcoal smoker, long overnight smokes, I could have a controller fan to put on there. I just haven't done it yet. Next, I got the fire management basket, and this thing has been awesome. I've always heard this is a game changer. You've got to have it. You got to have it. So I ordered it, and I tried smoking without it a few times, and my temperature swings were pretty wild. This makes the temperature control much easier, and it also makes the smoker way more efficient when using the fire management basket. Last but not least, for options, I got the cover for it. I almost didn't because this was between, at the time I ordered it, in between $400 and $500. And then you could also get a stainless steel tray up front instead of the standard one. So I opted to not get the stainless steel, but I got the cover. And I tell you what, this thing has been worth every single penny. If you don't know, I live in Arizona, and we're not necessarily concerned with moisture or um, that type of moisture or rust. What I'm concerned about is the sun baking everything. And I've had this outside for the past year and a half, and this cover still looks like new. All the seams are perfect on it. The zipper works perfect on it. This thing is thick. I'll show you the inside here. This cover has definitely been worth every single penny. Highly recommend, especially if you're in a climate where you get a bunch of moisture or a ton of sunlight. Definitely recommend the cover. If you didn't see already, there's my badass barbecue dog. 11 months old. I own about 7 or 8 different smokers. Most all of them are covered at all times except for the pit barrel. And this is by far held up the very, very best. Some smoker covers that I've owned, I won't mention any names, but it rhymes with Kamado Joe. That cover is only about 6 months old, completely trashed already. Some of the other ones, like the Weber ones, they're all very good. They fade, and the seams kind of come apart after a few years, but this Lonestar Grillz cover, definitely worth the money if your smoker's sitting outside or uncovered all year. Had to bring in another shot of Conrad, my barbecue dog. He's still learning barbecue, but he'd rather munch on the yucca plants rather than barbecue with me, but he'll get there. I forgot one more option that I ordered for it is the tools on the back. I have the fire poker and also an ash rake, and then I have the holders on the back, and definitely worth it for that. For me, it's an easy, clean place to hold your fire tools back there. They're out of the way. I like that feature a lot too. So some of the things that I really like about this smoker, one, it's the metal on it's thick. This thing holds temperature very easily, and it burns very efficiently. So I don't need a big raging fire. I don't burn a ton of wood with it. I just burn these little splits with it. About every 30-40 minutes, I put on another split. Let me show you what they look like. So this is a chunk of cherry that I have that I burn with it. I would say it's maybe 7-8 inches long, and you can see how thick it is relative to my hand. Once you get a little charcoal bed going and put one of these on there, and it catches immediately, and this will keep the smoker running about 250, 275 for about 30-40 minutes. I always have another one on standby to warm it up. So when I notice the temperature starting to drop a little bit, I'll put another one of these on there, and I can keep it at 250, 275 all day long. Super easy. Another feature I like a lot is this table up front, this little shelf. It's so handy to put things there when you're getting ready to put meat on, take meat off. You know, put your gloves on there, put your thermopan or whatever you're using on there. Super handy. And the dial there, that thing is pretty darn accurate. It's about 10 degrees difference between what this says to the grate level, but in my book, that's totally acceptable because it's up a little bit higher, but it's definitely an accurate representation of what's going on in the smoker. Unlike some temperature gauges I have on my smokers, like the Weber Smoky Mountain, that thing is always way off. This thing, spot on. So inside the smoker, just like the name, it's 20 inches deep, 36 inches wide. That's where the 2036 comes in. Has a bottom grate, pulls out, top grate, pulls out as well. I don't use the top grate very often, and quite honestly, I don't have it in the smoker as much, hardly at all. I have used it a couple times, but not much. I normally use the bottom one, and it's really nice. It has this little handle here. I can pull it out. Something that I've added is this little metal hotel pan. I think it's like a half of a pan. And so I just put it in there next to the firebox, fill it with water. Like I said earlier, I live in Arizona. It's a very dry, arid climate here. So I like a little moisture back into my smoker. I know that's not everybody's jam or what everybody does, but in a dry climate like this, I don't think it could hurt anything at all. I think that was like 10, $12. Definitely a good addition, and also helps stabilize the temperature within the smoker. Absorbs a little bit of heat, so it keeps things a little more stable. I really like the sliding dampener here. It sticks a little at times, but overall, this thing is awesome. Works great. Usually, at least in my climate, I run it about that far open to get 275. And then for the exhaust, I have it closed down a little over half, about like that. I know on the Lonestar Grillz videos and the website, they always say, hey, run that wide open. If I run that wide open, this thing gets too hot on me. It wants to run over 300 degrees easily. So I close it down a little bit, and I think it works perfectly that way. So a quick recap on everything that I like about it. It's super, super easy to run. All of the options I got, I thought were worth every single penny. Definitely the cover. I'm sure that fan port, the fan controller port will be at some point for me. I just haven't used it yet. The ball valve is great. The tool holder is great. Fire management basket is excellent. So overall, what I paid for this, I think it was about 3,700. That's including shipping, delivered, and everything. Now, like I said, I ordered this in December of 2021, so prices could have changed. But I think for what you get and what you pay, 100% worth it. This thing is a tank. I know you can spend over 5,000 easy on an offset backyard smoker. And so with this one and what I paid for it, I think it is an excellent value. Do not regret it at all. Would recommend it 100%. So we have to talk about the bad along with the good, right? And there's really only one bad thing, in my opinion, with this smoker. And I wouldn't even call it bad because I think what happened is 100% my fault. So along the outside, you have this felt gasket along all the where the lid meets the smoker. When I got this, I seasoned it up, with some spray Pam inside, and like how they recommend on the website or on the videos and the website. And I did the lid, and I think I did the lid too much or wasn't supposed to do it at all. So the lid got kind of sticky. And so when that got sticky, it started peeling up this gasket. And so I reached out to Lonestar Grillz maybe a month, 6 weeks after I got it. And they were like, send me a few pictures. And then instantly they just sent a shipment. And I think I got it within 2 days of a whole roll of this new gasket. So, and they said that I probably just had the lid a little too sticky. They didn't blame me for it at all, but they just went ahead and sent it. I have more than what I need with it. And I've replaced it a couple times now. And you can see up top, it's kind of pressed back a little bit up here. I don't know if the lid needs to be adjusted or it's just how things are. But when you're operating it, it does not leak smoke around the lid. So I'm not real concerned about it. I'm just going to let it ride as is. But that's pretty much the only issue that I've had with this smoker is this gasket. Sorry if the camera was shaking a little bit in that last clip. My dog was chewing on the bottom of the tripod. So in recap of everything, do I recommend this smoker to a beginner or even an experienced barbecue person? 100% yes. If you're wanting an offset smoker, I believe it's worth every single penny on it. Now, the temperature control it's easy to maintain, and it's actually very sensitive. You move the exhaust vent just like a quarter of an inch, the dampener by the firebox just a quarter of an inch, it'll adjust the temperature pretty significantly too, sometimes 10, 25 degrees. If I were to do it over again, I would probably get the 20 by 42 smoker because it really wasn't that much more money. It's a little bit bigger, and I feel that it's a little bit bigger. It would be a little bit easier to control the temperatures on it. Not that this is hard, but I feel like that would be a little bit easier to control the temperatures. Overall, with the 20 by 36, I recommend 100%. It's awesome, easy to use. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you like this video, you found it helpful, educational, give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment. I like to read those. We'll see you in the next video.